Hey guys, welcome back. This is Dr. Drew, and this is my buddy Blaze here. Everybody say hi. Say hi to Blaze. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. It's a spoof that an ex-girlfriend made. But anyways, today's video is in response to 00 Timothy 00. He had commented on the last video that you don't want to sleep with multiple women, and that you know that you want one woman, and that you think that women are intimidated about you wanting a relationship, and that you can't find a loyal woman. Well, and how does this go along with what I'm talking about? Again, nature is nature. We can't go against nature, okay? A dog doesn't know how to be a squirrel, right? So what we're talking about is human nature and female nature versus male nature. And what I mean by that is that so you lament that you can't find a woman that's loyal. Well, a man's loyalty and a woman's loyalty are two completely different things. Okay? Men, we're loyal to our word. When we give our word, see, we're logical, right? We're loyal to our word. If we say we're going to do something, we do it despite our feelings, right? And the problem that you're having, and that many men are having, and that I've had in my life, is expecting women to be held to that as well, but that's wrong, and I'll explain. So women are emotional creatures. They always have been, they always will be. They're different from us, and that's okay. All right? Women are not loyal to their word like men are. Women are loyal to their feelings. Okay? So you lamenting that you can't keep a woman is, again, your fault. And I don't mean to be harsh, but you need some tough love, and I've needed some tough love in my life. And so the reason why you can't keep one attracted to you is because, again, you don't know what attracts them and how to maintain that. And that's what I'm talking about. Most men don't. Most men in this world don't know. And like I said, even in Christianity, they, you know, even the vows for marriage try to get men and women to go against themselves. Think about this, you know. You expect, like I just said, women aren't loyal to their word, they're loyal to their feelings. That's how they operate, always. Always. It's never changed. But men have never understood this for the test of time. And that's what I'm trying to spread this information so that everybody starts understanding fully and better. The world will be a better place, I promise you. They didn't understand, and even marriage vows are intended to get a woman to go against her proclivities as a woman. And that's wrong as well. See, we don't know this stuff because we don't think about it, right? Y'all, people aren't thinking about it. They're not thinking, how does nature work? They're thinking, what do I want it to be, right? Well, it doesn't matter how you want it, okay? It doesn't matter if a squirrel doesn't want to be a squirrel. Guess what? It's a squirrel, right? A dog's a fucking dog. Excuse my language. A dog is a dog. You know, it's expecting men to not be like men, or women to not be like women. It's like expecting a shark to be a squirrel, or a squirrel to be a shark. Like, no, okay? Nature is nature, right? And how nature works is perfect. See, us as humans, we're arrogant creatures when we think we know better. Yes, we are, okay? The only thing that separates us from mammals, from dogs, is we have conscious thought, right? But us as humans, we're mammals, okay? It's like that Bloodhound Gang song. You and me, baby, we ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on Discovery Channel, right? Let's get back to that, right? Why isn't anybody doing that, okay? Because we're going against nature. The alphabet community is going against nature. Men and women are going against their nature. Men are telling other men to go against their nature. Men are telling women to go against their nature, or expecting them to. Yes, everybody doesn't understand. Nobody knows how this works. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that us as men, we can't expect women to be loyal to their words like we are, okay? Because us as men, it doesn't matter how we feel. We're always gonna, if we give our word, that's our bond, right? That's a man, okay? That's the difference between men and women. Women, when they give their word, it's for right now. It's always been like that, right? And their feelings change based on you as a man, not her. See, attraction is not a choice for a woman, but you as a man can decide, can build yourself into an attractive man. Yes, you can. That does attract women, many of them. And see, you do that by being your natural self and not allowing women to push you off that by whispering in your ear and telling you to be anything you're not. They're deceptive by nature, right? Everything that they do, almost, and look, I'm not knocking you ladies, okay? Look, there's some that are better than others, yes, but they're all deceptive and manipulative in some way, shape, or form, and every single one. And I know, I talk to everybody that I talk to, every woman that I've ever talked to and brought this up with, I have got them to realize that, yep, I am that way. And then they giggle. And it's like, dude, yeah, I know you are. You are deceptive. That's their nature, right? I'm not demonizing that. I'm not expecting them to go against that. I simply know it. I know what they're trying to do, and I adapt to that, right? And don't let them do that to me. See, their whole nature, like I say, is to get us as men to go against our nature. And to see how strong we are, right? They want a mountain of a man, a mountain, like, not in like buff, like, no, yes, that's that's an attractive quality, but she's not. It's again what that represents. It represents self-discipline and strength from within. Not, yes, the physical, but always the physical is a reflection of the internal. Always, I talk about all the time. Our outer world, our lifestyle, our jobs, our careers, our families, our houses, our cars, how we dress, all of that stuff, how we live, how we treat people, all that is a direct reflection of what's going on internally. So if you're a nasty person to other people, well, it's because you're a nasty person internally. You don't love yourself, and you're taking that out on other people. And if you're going against your nature, you're never going to love yourself fully, and accept yourself for who you are. And that's all what we're talking about. It's all connected, right? So Timothy, like I said, women aren't intimidated by your wanting a relationship. They're not attracted to that because you're not focused on the right things. See, men that are not focused on being their best selves are too focused on women, and that's not attractive to women, okay? They don't want a man that's going to make them their whole world. They say they want that, but that's the manipulation to see what they can get away with. They're always going to test to see what they can get away with men. And you as men, you have to understand that's what they're doing. Always. It doesn't matter how sweet they tell you and boosting your ego and what they do for you or how much sex they give you. They're trying to use that thing down there to whittle you down to get what they want from you in the long run. In the long run, I'm telling you, there's always a motive, always. Yes, they do things for us out of the kindness of our heart because they do love us, but there's always something they want from us. We're always providing something for them, whether it's emotional support, provision, money provisioning, whatever it is. And yes, most of them, that's why women today, the feminists and all, they say, we don't need a man, we want a man, which that's because they can make money now, which I agree with. You should be able to make money as women, absolutely. And you should be an adult and be able to take care of yourself. Good on you. But you're not strong and independent for doing that. Like, that's just being an adult, right? Imagine if men were to walk around going, "Oh, we're strong and independent men. We don't need any woman." Like, you'd look at us sideways like, that dude's insecure, right? That's the same way we're looking at you ladies. Like, yeah, okay, you're an adult. And you're weird. Like, but I get it, ladies. Like, you're getting it because you have to be strong because most men aren't nowadays. And most men aren't nowadays, right? Because of what we're talking about. Nobody understands their nature. And everybody's just so convoluted and confused. Confusion is not clarity, right? Confusion is unhealthy, right? Clarity and being clear and concise on exactly who you are deep down in your bones, not on the surface, not skin level, my opinion, deep down in your bones, like you know who you are. And not who you are, but also what you are. See, that's another thing that gets convoluted and confused in this life, and what devious, schemeful people will try to trick you and confuse you with. Who we are and what we are two completely different things for every single person on this earth, okay? Who we are is our personality and our character, right? That's who we are. What we are is a man or a woman, period. I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but this is nature, okay? You think these dogs out here are confused about who they're sticking their D in? Absolutely not. Mammals are not confused about who they are, except for us. And we're the only ones with conscious thought. Because we think we know better. Or you all do in the alphabet community. But you don't know better. And I'm not knocking you and I'm not hating on you. And you're going to hate me for saying this because you're going to see the reflection here and you're not going to like it. And people cannot emotionally handle the truth when they have to be put up against the possibility that their whole life might have been a lie. That's a fact. All right? You can go against reality, but you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of that reality. So you can try to be this and try to be that all you want, but until you honor who you are or who you were born to be, you will never be happy fully and have full joy in this life. Pride is a negative emotion. It is not. Pride is for arrogant and insecure people. All right? I don't go around puffing up my chest being prideful of who I am and all that stuff. I just know I'm a man. Confidence is silent. Insecurities are loud. Right? So anyways, back to attraction. So men and women, we are different in how we do everything. We don't feel the same. We don't think the same. Yes, we have the same emotions, but we don't process those emotions the same. We don't think the same. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Why aren't we honoring that and celebrating that, right? Now, I'm not celebrating that, men should just be horn dogs or that women should be manipulative. I'm just saying that is our base nature, because our base nature is to procreate for the continuation of the species, right? And so nature naturally culls itself of the weak people. And that's what procreation is women want to sleep with a strong man and to have his babies. A strong man. A strong man is like a honey badger. He don't give a F, right? See, men nowadays, you care too much what women think. You care too much what women say. And I'm not saying you should be, bad to them or treat them mean, but I'm saying you can't live your life trying to please them. All right? You have to live your life as a man for you, because you know what is good and right, and you don't have any ill intentions for people, and you're not deceptive, and you're not trying to cheat people, and you're not lying to people. Like, that's how I live. I am not like that. I have never once cheated on any person, any woman that I've ever been committed to, ever, that I've given my word to. I've had tons of opportunity with some really beautiful women, and I wanted to, but I never did, because I gave my word, right? But that's a man's loyalty, right? And against our nature, we give that loyalty, right? And that's kind of where we go wrong, is that, again, we're expecting women to have the same loyalty as us, and their loyalty is to their emotions first, foremost, and always. Everything they do is based on their emotions and how they feel, including whether they stay with you long term or not, Timothy. And again, men don't understand attraction, and that's why divorce happens, and that's why infidelity happens, right? So here's a few scenarios for infidelity. You want to talk about infidelity? All right. Well, all right. When we agree to a committed monogamous relationship, women, you expect men to go with our word, and we do, right? Usually, because we're men of our word. Usually our loyalty is to our commitments, right? And what happens is we get into that relationship with you, and then you whittle us down, and then you stop giving us physical attention. And men, we naturally want to spread our seed, right? And you have to know this and understand this as women, okay? I'll get to you in a second, men. Women have to understand that men want to naturally go procreate for the continuation of the species. Strong men, right? Weak men don't care about procreation, or they can't procreate, okay? Anyways, so women, you expect men to go to their word, and that's fine and all, but then you stop giving us physical attention. And when you stop giving us physical attention, you're doing that usually to get something or to change our behavior, or because you don't feel like it. But that also sets us up for, okay, well, now we're miserable as men because we have needs, right? And some men will be miserable for you and stay in that relationship and never cheat on you. But most men are going to cheat on you, especially if they have somebody else that is giving them the attention that you're not as a woman, right? That's why men cheat on you, ladies, okay? All right, scenario 2 is based on you men, all right? Scenario 2 is you get married or you get into a committed monogamous relationship, and then ladies, you whittle us down, or the women whittle us down and manipulate us and get us to go against our nature and to get us to stop doing our hobbies and to stop working out and to pay more attention to her and pay more attention to them. And that's all tests, and that's all manipulation. That's all to see what we're made of, and that's okay. I have no problem with that. People that don't understand women have a problem with that, Timothy. So that's what I'm trying to say. Again, I'm not trying to knock you, bro. I'm just saying this is nature, right? And so men, we get into a relationship and we expect women to be loyal to their word, right? But then they whittle us down and we stop doing all those things that made us attractive to them in the first place. The working out, the being balanced, the not making them our whole entire universes, right? We can't do that as men. That's not attractive to women. And you have to be focused on bettering yourself every day, not bettering yourself for her or making your life better for her. Like, it's never an attractive thing for you to be a workhorse for anybody. Women know this, but they're going to tell you otherwise to see if they can manipulate us. You see what I'm saying? They're always seductive and twisting and have an ulterior motive. So again, back to the scenario. So you become a shell of yourself basically in that relationship, and then women cheat on you, or women figure out that they can push you around and that you start doting on them and that you're emotionally weak, and they're just like, this guy, man, he sucks, man. Like, they know, right? And that's not attractive, so they cheat on you then instead of just breaking up with you. Women always check out of the relationship emotionally before they break up with you physically and check out of the relationship physically. Always. That's why women say, oh yeah, that shit was over a long time ago. And that's why men are always blindsided by it. Why divorce and all that stuff's blindsided, because we don't see it coming. We don't see that she's emotionally checked out. All right? Because most men aren't aware of their emotions. They're not. You all men have no social or emotional awareness when it comes to women and how they feel and connecting with them. You have no idea. Most of you, and I don't mean to be a knock. I'm just saying, like, it just is what it is. I see it everywhere. Okay, I see it everywhere, and some men know, but most don't. Most men don't understand this stuff. So, like I said, women emotionally check out and they end up cheating on you, and that's why infidelity happens for both of the genders. Always, because we have needs. Women have emotional needs. Men, you need to pay attention emotionally to your women, and men have physical needs. You have to be paying attention to their physical needs and providing physical attention for us. If not, we are going to look elsewhere. And this is again why I don't believe in monogamy. I don't, and I'm not saying we should just go sleep around and be, SLUTSs as men or women. I'm just saying simply, I don't go around looking to get laid. I don't. Absolutely not. I have when I was younger, before I didn't understand this stuff. But that's what I'm saying is, when you understand it and when you can attract women, you don't look for that. You don't look for relationships. You don't look for any of that. You just go live your life like you're balanced, calm, cool, collected. You got stuff going for you. You're happy. You've got your house situated. You've got your money situated. You got your work situated. You've got your life situated. You've got internal situated. What do I talk about? Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Those four things you have to be balanced in and have all balanced, or else you're going to be miserable in life as men. All right? Period. Point blank. And you can see it in any man you come in contact with. Take a hard look into his life and see, is he taking care of himself? Is he taking care of his body? Is he active? Or does he sit down playing video games all day? How big is he? Like, I'm not the most perfect dude in the world, okay? But I'm balanced, right? I play a lot of hockey, and hockey strength and athleticism is a heck of a lot different than going to the gym. Like, I've never gone to the gym in my whole entire life. I don't want to work out. I would rather go skate a ton of laps around the ice rink than go to the gym. But that's my lower body workout. My upper body workout for up top, I'm LMT, and I massage people all day. So that's hard work, man. It's not easy. So anyways, but you have to be balanced, right? You have to take care of the mental, and this is the most important thing for us as men. Most important. Out of all four of those, this is the most important, because from this comes the other three. The other three, right? From your mental comes the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical. And like I say, because our exterior worlds, everything is a reflection of our interior world. So we have to take care of our mental and protect that. And what I mean by that is not allowing women to influence us with their words, because they don't know what it's like to be a man. They never have, and they never will. Even the ones that have the best intentions, they still don't know a lot of this stuff. Why isn't anybody talking about human nature on YouTube? Everybody's talking about RP this, or blue P that, or purple P that, or black, or whatever pill or whatever you're talking about. No, let's talk about nature. All right, nobody's talking about nature. Okay, a dog doesn't know how to be anything but a dog, right? It doesn't have a conscious brain to think about how things could be, right? That's our arrogance as humans, and that's what I'm saying. The more we go against nature and deny these things, the more miserable we will be. Point blank, period. I promise you. Like I said, I'm nobody special. I've thought a lot about this in my whole entire life. I'm a deep thinker. I love people. I want to help people. Like, I'm not doing this channel for me, man. I'm really not. I don't care if this blows up or not. I don't. Honest to God. Scout's honor, whatever it is, I don't care. This isn't for me. I already know this stuff, and I live it. I'm a happy dude, man. I love life, man, and I love people. I got a great, beautiful freaking place here. I love my house. I love my property. I got an awesome dog. Like, I've got awesome friends. I got awesome people in my life. I've known some awesome women in my life, and that's great, but I don't need to keep them, because attachment creates suffering, right? Being emotionally attached to something creates your suffering. So men, why are you getting emotionally attached to women? It's okay to feel emotion, but why are you getting emotionally attached to women? Because when you do, that's when you suffer. If you're attached to the outcome of getting a woman and keeping one, and that's probably why you're going to push one away, unfortunately. But that's just what it is. So you have to understand how men and women work. You have to understand how attraction works with women, especially. And women, they know what attracts. They know what attracts us as men. They're born, as little girls, figuring it out at a ripe, small age. They know how to manipulate us and sway those hips and get us to do what they want. They know how to do that. That's their whole nature, and they learn it from an early age, right? That's okay. Us as men, we don't figure out how to attract them from an early age. Unfortunately, it takes us some time, but it only takes us some time because most men don't know it. So how can your father teach you what he doesn't know? Right? Some men know this stuff, sure, but they're the ones that are keeping it, tight-lipped. I mean, well, not even tight-lipped. They're just, well, I don't know. I'm not being tight-lipped about it. I'm trying to get it out there. I want the world to be a better place, and this is my hopefully trying to create a ripple effect. I want men and women to understand, and I want men to understand, so that not so that you can get women, so that you can preserve yourself, right? Like, because us as men, all right, it's like, so relationships are like life is a game, right? You ever heard of the game of life, like the actual game? Well, life is like a game of life. It's serious, right? But this is all a game. It's all a projection. It's all we're here having we're spiritual beings here having a human experience, and we're all here trying to figure out how to love ourselves and love other people all at the same time in a balance. Again, see, there's that word balance, right? Life is about balance. And so life is a game. Well, relationships are like a side game, like a mini game of the game, right? Or relationships with women. And I'm trying to get you to think in this like video game terms. And I don't mean this in a negative way, but so relationships are like a mini game, right? All right. So think about it like this. If you want to play football, or any game for that matter. You learn the rules of the game so that you know how to operate the best within the game, right? To your advantage, okay? So women grow up knowing the rules of the game the whole time. Men, we don't. I'm trying to tell you what the rules of the game are. I'm trying to let you in on what the nature of the game is. The game with relationships and women, it's all their emotions. Everything's based on their emotions. So you as a man, you have to understand that, accept it, and know and not care about emotionally triggering them. Because that's where attraction starts. Like, think about this. Have you ever watched any romance movie or novel or read any romance novel ever? And I'm not saying that, or not even romance novel, but let's just talk about dramas or anything on TV or movies that you've ever seen. Okay, the scenario is always the same. Girl meets boy, girl grows contempt for boy because boy is, oh, I can't believe he's like that. Why? Because boy's being his natural self. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about her emotions. He doesn't care about pissing her off. He doesn't care how she feels. He doesn't care this. He knows that he's being his best true self. He has no bad intentions. And he's like, well, I don't know. And then eventually she's like, oh, and so he makes her feel another way, right? So women want a roller coaster of emotions from you as a man. This is how attraction works. They want you to make them mad, sad, pissed off, glad, happy, nostalgic, this, that, the other, and all over again. But somebody that also makes them feel special, like you have their best interest at heart, that they can trust you. Again, it's all emotions, right? And that they can trust you to have their best interest at heart. But at the same time, they try to manipulate you to give them more and more and more. And that's where you as a man need to remain balanced. That's where you keep the relationship balanced as men. See, women are constantly on the offensive in relationships. They're always out for themselves, always. Okay, it's always what can they get this man? What can I get from him? What can he do for me? How is he making me feel? It's always something. They don't love us for who we are. They love us for what we do for them. Always. Okay, it's always like that, and it always will be. Once you understand this and act accordingly, gentlemen, the whole world becomes an oyster for you, man. I'm telling you. Like, it's so you got to understand this. You got to understand how the game's played, okay? And I'm trying to tell you, this is how it is. It does not work any other way. And when we are our natural selves, and when you understand how our nature works, this all becomes clear. And that's the whole goal of what I'm talking about. It all has to do with what I'm talking about. Attraction starts with you being your natural self as a man, not caring whether you piss women off, whether you make them this, I don't live my life for anybody in the YouTube comments section here. I don't care if anybody gets in here and cusses me or this, that, and the other. I know I don't have any ill will or intentions for any of you. I know that I'm trying to help and it's coming from a good place. I know I don't try to go out and deceive, hurt, manipulate, or do anything to anybody. I just understand that my whole thing in life is I need to preserve myself because nobody's coming to save me, right? Nobody's coming to save you, gentlemen. Nobody. I'm not. Here, I'm trying. I'm trying to spread this information so that you can save yourself, right? See, I'm not even able to do it for you. You still have to do the work for yourself. So I'm not coming to save you either. I'm trying to give you the tools so that you can save yourself. Like, your life is your responsibility, men. And whether you have women in it or not, whether it's multiple or one, whether you want multiple women, whether you don't, that's fine. I'm not knocking any of that. And I'm not condoning infidelity, but it's all up to you, men. If you don't attract women, that is your fault as a man. Or as a man boy. Okay? And when you go against nature, you will be miserable. All right? Women aren't going against their nature. Well, they are, because some of them are, because they're looking at us guys to lead. And there's so few men that are leading right now in doing what is right. And most men accidentally attract women. Accidentally. They have no idea how. And then they get that woman, and then slowly over time, She whittles him down, being manipulative, and he becomes a shell of himself most of the time. Then he becomes controlling and abusive, and or she cheats on him. One of those two, or whatever. This is how it all works, man. It's all explainable. Like, I can tell you why every single relationship you've ever had has failed. If I was to look in depth at it and see see how you all interacted and all this stuff, I could tell you exactly what's going on. I mean, this isn't rocket science, man. It's just human nature, right? Men gotta act like men, women gotta act like women, okay? Women are acting like women most of the time by trying to get men to not act like men. That's their whole goal, to see what they can get away with. To see if they can whittle us down, to see, if you give them an inch, they'll take a frickin' mile, right? This is it's self-preservation. You have to always be on the defensive, man. Even when you're in a relationship with a woman that says she loves you, yes, she might say that she loves you, and she's feeling that in that moment, though, because what you're doing, being centered, doing your thing, being your best self, not focusing on her and making your whole entire life, that's attractive to her, right? And so she loves you, right? Their attraction is not like us men's. Us men is like an on-off switch. Okay, it's either on or it's off. Women's attraction is like a freaking volume knob. You got to dial it up, man, and you have to dial it up slowly, right? And so once you get to level 10, that's when they're in love with you. But again, it's not in love. They're just in the most highest infatuation they could ever be with you, because you make them feel that way. And that's what they call love. But see, love for us as men, it's different. When we love, we want to take care of people. We don't go, oh, boo, I love you, duh. Like, that's acting like a woman. Like, that's what they're supposed to do, right? So when you do that as a man, you're not really being a man. You're acting like a little bee, man. Stop being weak, man. Stop letting your emotions dictate your actions in that moment. See what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to love them, but don't lead with your emotions, right? They don't want that. They want a man that is impenetrable. They want a mountain of a man emotionally that they can't push off center, right? And when they come home and when they talk to you, they don't want you to fix their problems at all. Never. They just want you to listen to them. They just want to feel heard and understood. And how you do that? Well, you listen to them. You stay present in the moment. Give them 15 to 20 minutes. Give them your undivided attention for however long. Let them vent their stuff out. Oh, Cindy did this at work, and oh, Bobby Joe, and oh, blah, 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 and oh, yeah, this girl pissed me off, or this, oh, and she said something, oh my God. Like, repeat all that back to them as they're saying it. Oh, so Bobby Joe did this. Oh, so this pissed you off. Oh, really? Well, tell me more. Like, be engaging. Act interested, right? Act interested. You have to be interested. You can't fake this, right? Women know when you're faking it. You have to actually be interested. And by repeating things back to them, word for word what they said, that's called active listening. And that is how you make women feel heard and understood. When they feel heard and understood, the legs open. When they don't feel heard and understood, the legs close. Okay? You have to understand how attraction works as a man in order to keep a woman long term. All right? Me personally, I don't want one invading my happy place. My happy place is my house. Okay? I don't want anybody invading that long term. They can come and stay a couple days, that's fine. But no one's ever allowed to move into my house ever. I have a companion, he's my dog, I'm protecting my peace. Like I said, men have to constantly be on the defensive. I have to constantly make sure. See, even the women that come over here, they want to invade. They bring stuff with them that they leave here. Like, and it's like, no, man, you're not moving in. That they whittle you down. It's little by little. It's all subtle, man. Like, you guys got to pay attention to this stuff. So, anyways, Timothy 00, Timothy 00. I hope that helped, man. Seriously, I do care about every single one of y'all. That's why I'm doing this. I want everybody to understand this stuff. I want people to be better. I want men to be men again. I want men to understand this. I want you guys to be happy and fulfilled in life. And you can't do that by listening to other devious men that don't know what they're talking about on YouTube, or women, because women don't know what they're talking about either. They don't know what it's like to be a man. And everything in life for a man is about balance. Everything. So the attraction too. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, you know, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Like I said, I'm not out to hurt anybody or to offend anybody, or I'm just simply talking about nature, and nature doesn't care. If we were to remove humans off of this earth, nature would blossom. Okay? We kill nature. Us as humans, we're a virus, right? Why? Because we think we know better than nature. And we do in some things. We have improved things a little bit, sure, but nature still works perfectly, always. And it always works in perfect harmony, and that's what humans have got away from, is our nature. And I'm not trying to go against my nature, but many people are going against their nature, and many people want you to go against your nature. So, like I said, it's all about protecting yourself and protecting your peace. Protecting your mind is the most important thing as a man. So be careful what you put into it. Absolutely. Be careful what you watch. Be careful what thoughts and ideas you entertain, including mine. Think about this. Critically think. Absolutely. I'm not out to get any of y'all. I'm not out to hurt anybody. I'm not out to spread hate. I'm not out to anything. I want every single person on this earth to be happy, healthy, and whole. And you can't do that when we're going against our nature. We were born certain ways, and that's how we are. So we have to honor that. And I do, and that's why I'm so happy in life. But that's also why I see that so many people are miserable in life. Just take that concept and apply it to every interaction and everything that we're talking about. Is this natural? How does this help? How does this, you know what I mean? Like, are these people natural, or is this going against our nature? Is this not? You know, just start thinking about these things. You know, use your brain, you know? So anyways, I hope that helped. You know, if you got a specific question, let me know. I'm here for all of you all. So life is good, man, and we have a lot to be thankful for. And at the very least, we should all, I think happiness for men starts with being grateful for everything. And I can talk about that in another video, but everything stems, all of our happiness depends on our gratitude and our attitude to that. Gratitude, attitude or not. I'm extremely thankful for every single one of you watching this video. Just, you know, thanks for the audience. Thanks for listening. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. I'm not here for me. I live this stuff. I know. And I'm happy as a clam, man. I got no worries in the world. Seriously, I got none. I love life. I love people. I love all of you all. I love you know, this place is awesome, man. And you all could be there too, you know. And I'm trying to give you some tips to do that. So I hope that you all see that. If not, well, I can't. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Virginia. And like I said, leave a comment or leave a question. And please be respectful, though. You know, like I said, I'm not out to hurt or belittle any of you all, or women at all, or men at all. I'm just simply talking about our nature. And so, if you got a comment or question, you know, leave it below. I'll be more than happy to talk more about this stuff, about my perspective of things, and if you guys want. Anyways, cool. See you on the next one.